the most recent episode of Invincible came out. Now, this wasn't the it was nothing really happened really, right? So Mark's dad is in space. He just got out the space jail. He's with the alien dude, Alan, I think his name is. So they kind of put a pause on that, went back to Earth. It is dealing with him and Eve and taking his brother out to fight supervillains or whatever, still get his training. And the main themes that they're focusing on is the aftermath of his father and him kind of fighting across the world and the casualties they caused. And the the difference between the way the world sees Omni-Man post, Fallout, and the way his son sees him, the purple one, not Mark, the purple one sees him. He still is under the idea that, since his species, half species or whatever, those alien people, those bug people that I hated so much and glad died, uh, but they have a long memory. So he remembers all the good things about his dad. He doesn't remember anything about Omni-Man crashing out or finding out that he's there to conquer the planet. This is after Omni-Man has left Earth and felt some remorse and tried to start over. So he was like, I have the memories of him flying me around the house, humming to me. Why doesn't the world or Earth or Earthlings look at Omni-Man that way? And why can't they just get over it, basically? And it's more complex than that. And that's what Mark is trying to explain to him. The main villain is a guy who lost his sister and her daughter in the midst of the fight of Omni-Man fighting Mark, or Invincible, right? So you got to think about the collateral damage that happened when he had pulled Mark and had hit him against the subway train. All those people that died, all the people that died when he got punched through a building, all of that stuff. And he's just like stewing on the fact that he lost his family member, which is understandable. And this still plays into the theme that, I don't think Mark fully grasps, or he's dealing with the guilt that he has, the still loving his father, still caring for his father, because that's what he told his brother as well. I still love part of him, but, he did what he did, and it's not too easy to forgive. And if you go back when he was arguing with my man's at the head of the CIA group, his name evades me for some reason, but he basically was like, we rehabilitate people, right? We take people in who were supervillains and we use them to protect the world. What is so different from that? If your dad came back and all of a sudden said, I want to be good, are you going to just get rid of that? Are you just going to look past that? So he's dealing with that, right? So the electric dude, he's mad because his family died. He's blaming more so Invincible than Omni-Man. Me personally, I think he don't want no smoke with Omni-Man, right? I don't care how many times, because his power is he stole some little discs things from the little secret agency and put them all over his body. And the power is like, if every time he gets hit, the more energy it gives off and the stronger he gets. He don't want no smoke with Omni-Man, because he know even with Omni-Man's guilt, Omni-Man's rip him a half, punch his head off, whatever the case may be. So he's targeting Invincible, and he's like more and more angry at him every day because he's like, it's his fault. And why does he get to fly around? And he went to like an attorney general and was like, yo, I got all of this stuff. Can y'all at least investigate this? And she's like, yo, what you want me to do? Like, serve him papers? What if he say no? Pardon me. What if he say no? What if he say, smack the papers out here and just dip, right? And then two, you just saw what happened. They fly all over the city, punching through buildings. What do you think was going to happen? Like, if he say no, he don't want to take these papers. He don't have to, get served or show up to court. Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to punish him? So he's upset about that. So he just feels like he's not getting any justice. And I like this episode. It focuses more on the humans, right? So it's not necessarily, I'm a generic bad guy, I want to take over the world type deal. It's more so, what do I do when a superhero, like, what's the collateral damage of like Superman or like the Avengers after they had that big fight in New York? Like, what's the collateral damage? Like, everyday guy going to work and you wake up and now your job's not there no more because the Hulk jumped through it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the human side of it, and this is the fallout of that. Long story short, he starts to call Invincible out, and Mark is basically throughout this season starting to not shun his responsibilities, but he just wants to handle it on his time, right? I want to focus more time on my relationship with Eve. I want to be a regular person, because in the previous seasons, he was just like strict. I got to go run out and go save the world or protect somebody. And that ruined his last relationship with the one chick that all of a sudden everybody's cool. They hanging out, they going bowling, blah, blah, blah. So it comes to a head towards the end of the episode where the guy is so consumed with revenge. And I'm going to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and skip. I'll leave the timestamp when I'm done talking about this episode. He basically powers up so much that he accidentally electrocutes and kills his family. And that's the kind of the metaphor, is like so consumed with rage and so consumed with revenge and the quest for revenge that it ends up consuming you and destroying you and everything that you love and touch. By the way, the wife was a writer. Like you can't ask for nothing more than that. Not only was she down with you breaking the law, and she's like, some movies it'd be like, oh, you need to go back to work. You need to get a job. Nah, she was a writer. No, I'm gonna help you make your suit. I'm gonna put the little things on there. We got a child. We don't care. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tie myself up and put myself in this hostage video to make it seem like I'm under duress so we can call Invincible out. But at the end of the day, it shows you that you just gotta let things go. Like he just didn't let it go. But even with him, getting caught and going to jail, he told Mark straight up, like, I don't care. You think because you come in here to see me, that's going to have some type of closure for me? When I get out, it is up for you. I want all the smoke. And I like that too, because it shows Mark even more, which is what he was trying to show to his younger brother, that there are consequences for this whole superhero thing. Like everything just doesn't just go smoothly. Even if nobody dies, if you have laser beams and you shoot and the bad guy dodges it, you blow up my house, I'm homeless now. Like, what are you going to do to rectify that? So I definitely like that episode, but still, it feels like it was just like a stopgap. I know they had the last little cliffhanger. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Like the dude with the brain exposed. He had a bunch of different marks. I guess he pulled them from different times and dimensions. And he's really want, revenge or whatever the case may be. That is what I feel like they had you stringing along to watch this episode and just to be like, oh, okay, wait, I got to watch the next one. Because they could have kept all of this story. Like, yeah, it was cool and showed the human side, but this could have been like a filler episode or like an in-between episode they put out. But yeah, that was the most recent episode of Invincible. That was dope. If I could put it on a grading scale, I normally would just want to review the whole season first. But if I could put it out of 1 out of 10, maybe a 7. It was a cool episode. It got me through, but I wish it would have moved the overall plot along, either with the brain guy or what's going on with Omni-Man and like the galactic group that's trying to oppose the Viltrumites. But yeah, man, it was a dope episode. I give it a 7 out of 10.